Yo everybody, what's poppin'? Welcome back to another episode of our Blazblue Patch Note series. Today we'll be talking about two of the Mercuries, Celica A Mercury and Kokonoe Mercury. Um, Kokonoe and Celica didn't get too many changes, but they both got some nice quality of life things. So I'll go ahead and get started with Kokonoe. First off, her gravitons recover much faster now in 2.0. Right now, when you have gravitons out, they recover a little slowly. I'll just leave it on the screen right now so you can watch and see how slow they actually recover while I talk about other things. But it's pretty slow. So they're going to recover faster, so it'll allow you to use gravitons more often in neutral combos. You know, you can be a little less resource intensive on your gravitons, so you can probably do a little bit more creative things. On top of that, they fixed a bug to where the magnetic pull for left and right side differed. Because right now, for some reason, if they're on a different side of you, the gravitational pull is different apparently. I mean, I would never noticed it, but apparently it is a thing. I don't know. I'm not a Kokonoe player, and I don't fight against Kokonoe often, so I don't normally notice it, but I guess that it is a thing. Anyway, moving on. So there's a new one buff she got, which I think is a buff because it makes some of her combos easier and probably more consistent, is that if you do 236D deactivate, you can just press D to activate your graviton during a special move. So meaning that if you have a graviton out and you are in the middle of a special move, because right now you can do 236D and you can hold it and it'll do a delay pop. But what I'm assuming that they mean is that afterwards you can do the input for it and then just tap D again instead of, or like tap D during a special move to get the graviton to pop automatically. So if it's already there, you can do like this and then pop your graviton at the end of the special or something like that. That's what I'm assuming. That's what it sounds like. And if that's the case, it makes our combos a lot better, a lot easier, more consistent. Especially combos, you know, if I wasn't bad, I could show you. But especially combos like this, where you have to like do like B bunker. Oh no, I missed, whatever. But you get the point, stuff like that. Next is another bug fix, because Kokonoe got a lot of bug fixes apparently. Is 236B, B bunker, a new B bunker move. They fixed a bug where the opponent will blow away in a different direction if a graviton or 236D was in effect during it. Once again, I can't really shut it off because I think it's a very rare case, and I'm not sure how often it actually happens to Kokonoe players. But apparently they do get blown off in different directions. But like I said, I cannot show you that, so I'm just gonna have to take the patch notes word for it and assume that that's an issue that will be fixed in the near future. And so finally, her last change is that any version of her Super Ball Super, the normal version's P1 is not the same as OD version, meaning that your hit, I'm assuming you get a better combo starter off of that version, is what I'm assuming. And if that's the case, that means you get the same combo starter off of this version as you do off of this version. Yeah, it looks like it does more damage overall anyway. The only difference is that now the combo time level will be reduced. So if you wake up with this and get a hit, you won't be able to get it as an extensive combo from it. I'm not sure what she gets right now because I haven't practiced, you know, optimal Kokonoe Super Ball B&Bs. But I'm assuming she gets something pretty decent. Like if I had to guess, I'm assuming you can do like lightning trap into B bunker into pop or whatever. So that's basically it though. Kokonoe didn't really get too much as far as changes go. She's still basically the same. She's got like a few slices of life. I mean slices of life. I keep saying that every episode. A few quality of life changes.
Weeb.
She got a few quality of life changes. But she's gonna be basically the same, just a little bit better, I feel. Now we're gonna move on to Celica, a very, at least locally, a very controversial character. But I think she's pretty good.
Is she controversial?
I mean, a lot of people think Celica isn't good. A lot of people think Celica is good. I think that's controversy. And Renita started playing S. What's going on? So anyway, first change for Celica is that whenever she has gray life, she has a new visual effect added. So right now, just put a dollar down to like 99. It doesn't actually have. You can keep regeneration on. It doesn't matter actually, because it won't regenerate past what you put it. So you leave it on.
Okay.
Yeah. So right now she has gray life. So right now, as you see, the only indicator that shows she has gray life is in her life bar. So now there should be some visual effect around Celica herself that will indicate whether or not she has gray life, which might be good for like your opponent, because you know maybe your opponent isn't paying attention to whether you have gray life or not, or maybe they can't remember because they put you in like a block string and have to block a mix-up or something really fast. So now it should just be glowing, I'm assuming, all the time, so it's easier for everyone to tell when she has it. Next, this is kind of like a bigger change, is that her air dash now is not going to be shorter, and by shorter I mean it's going to travel less and it won't last for as long. So right now she goes pretty far, she covers a good distance across the screen, which is good for, I guess, approaching, but the problem with that right now, in my opinion, is that it's very slow and floaty. So it's easy to react to an anti-air, which is why a lot of Celicas have to do things like Celica kick or JD to throw you off so she doesn't get anti-air as easily. On top of that, if she does like 5B into like, you know, IAD reset pressure, it doesn't always work properly. Like sometimes she'll travel, like you have to space it almost perfectly to get Celica to go where you want her to go. And the only way to really like make it consistent is to like do like JD after the IAD so she doesn't travel all the way as far. But I personally think that's a good enough option. So I think by shortening it, it'll actually make her, it'll make, you know, I guess air dashing from full screen worse. But I think her ground speed is good enough to like make up for that. But it will make her pressure up close better, because whenever she IADs at you closer now, she can get a better jump in because she doesn't travel as far and it doesn't last as long. So I think that's actually a really good change for her. Even though it reads like it might be a nerf, I think it's supposed to be a buff to her pressure and overall, like, you know, in-your-face gameplay. So and I think a lot of Celicas like to play, you know, up close and personal. So I think once they try it out and feel it, they'll like it a lot better. So next, another change, is just like another change a lot of characters got just to make combos more consistent overall, is that her standing stagger hurt box is now increased. So basically it makes certain combos on her more consistent. Since she has a skinnier hitbox, she is more prone to fall out of things than other characters. So that basically won't happen anymore. It's basically what that means. So that's nice. That's a nice change. So next, I'm just gonna move straight on to the next one. 3C, her upwards hitbox on 3C has increased. I don't really think anybody using 3C as like an anti-air, so I'm assuming it's gonna be like a combo change to make certain combos more consistent, since I know 3D into like 5D is like really big for like, you know, Celica combo routes and things like that. So I'm assuming this is gonna make her combos more consistent, which is good, because I know in this version she has like a lot of combo consistency issues on certain characters. So I think that's really good for her. Next change is a pretty big change as well. So right now her D moves in 2.0, the amount of gray health you would get will increase the more D moves you use. I'm assuming the more D moves in the combo. So right there, you see how she recovered like, you know, about, I guess, like 500 life. Because she used them in succession, she's gonna get more gray life post-patch. Also, gray health gain in OD is now the same as normal. So she doesn't get a bunch of extra gray health when she's in OD, which is fair because she's already regenerating gray health while in OD. So having passive gray health regeneration along with, you know, increased regeneration would be a little bit too much, since she recovers more, since she gets more per combos in the patch now. So that's fair. That's 100% completely fair. I'm okay with that. But now another big change is that she does not get health back on block D moves. So like right now, as you're blocking D moves, she gets health back. But the change about that is that she can now special cancel her D moves on block. So right now, she cannot special cancel D moves on block, only on hit. Post-patch, she'll be able to special cancel D moves on block as well, which is very big because of some of the changes she's getting to some of her D moves, which we'll cover later. So the next is that her 2D and 6D, the P2 is nerfed, meaning that they'll do less damage the later they're used in combos. Which that might have something to do with the fact of like how the changes to her D moves. Maybe it wanted that for a reason. I guess that could be read as a nerf, but I think it's fine considering that the next change that's coming is that all of her D moves in general, the second hit of them, the P2 will be buffed, which means that even though the P2 from her 6D and 2D as starters would be nerfed, I mean not starters, her 6D and 2D would be nerfed, their P2 is nerfed, but that moves like that, like the second hit of her D will do increased damage in combos, so that's better overall, even though the P1 of her second hit or drive moves has been nerfed. Meaning that if you get a starter with like was it 5DD, or not that, or the 5D, 2.
6D.
Yeah. So if you get that as a starter, it will do a lot less damage now. I gotta get in range to get hit by it. Not close enough. But yeah, like that is a dangerous starter right there. That's a dangerous starter. You get the world from that. So you're gonna nerf the damage you get from that as a starter, but you'll get more damage for using it in combos now. So take that as you will. So this is a kind of a weird change. I don't really get it much, but 2D, the second hit is now a 2-hitting move, and it apparently has hits in the front and in the rear.
Okay, so I think I figured out what that is.
Okay.
I definitely think it's the car, right? Because it's the second stage of 2D.
Okay.
And I think that's kind of how the translation is wording it. I guess it's only going to be 2 hits now instead of a bunch of hits, one in the front, one in the back.
Okay.
Which, I mean, that can kind of be read in my. If that is the case, I think it would be read as a nerf or a buff, right? Like, because you can rapid and on the first hit stay in front, or rapid the second hit go behind them and stuff like that. So honestly, I don't know. It also could be a buff because now second stage drive normals are gonna be special cancel on block. If they block it, like you can confirm whether the first hit or second hit hit them. And the first hit, you know you're in front. The second hit, you know you're back. Because right now, like even if I rapid and do something, I have a lot of trouble figuring it out. Like, did I cross up yet? Right?
Okay, yeah. So if that is the case, that would be pretty good.
Because it'd be kind of weird for this to be special cancelable. Because I was kind of trying to test out like a ghetto way of testing out special canceling.
Yeah.
By doing rapid, and it was really hard because I didn't know what side I was gonna end on. Like, like that.
Yeah. So that is the way you say it is, and that would make her mix-ups a lot better because you could do like cross-up, overhead, or like not cross-up overhead a lot easier.
I don't know if I say better, but it'd be there, right?
Yeah. All right then. So moving on, we'll come back. Well, that's basically it. We'll have to see if that change is exactly accurate or not. The next is Celica kick, her dive kick. It now the travel speed is now slower, but the landing recovery is also decreased, meaning that if you block it, she won't be able to get punished for it anymore. But it's easier to react to if it's in the air, I guess. Because right now, if she dives at you, you really can't react to it. Either we're in the way or you were blocking.
They might make it about that speed.
Yeah. So she might travel through the air a lot slower. But once you block it, she can't be punished for it anymore, which is fair. That's a fair trade-off. That's a very fair. I think that's fair. Next, 214B, her overhead. So give yourself back 100 life. So this is non-enhanced overhead. Non-enhanced overhead. Now, it doesn't blow you as far away and it floats less on you.
Yeah, it's like getting hit by it in the corner.
So you'll always be able to get a follow-up on it, even mid-screen. Right now, mid-screen, if you get hit by it, you get knocked away too far to combo.
And that's pretty much all she could reach with.
Yeah.
And that's, like, I was point blank.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was armored in normal.
Me neither, actually.
It was armored.
I never realized that either.
Yeah.
You learn something new every day. I don't know what the armor is, but yeah. So basically, she'll always get a combo off of that, which is really good now, since her D moves are now special cancelable on block, and because she doesn't get Gray Life back from block special moves now. Block D moves now, it'll be fine because you can actually get a combo if she mixes you up off of it anyway. So that's really good. So the trade-off is she gets more Gray Life when she hits you, but when she doesn't have Gray Life, she can still mix you up and get damage now. Because before, there was a lot of complaints that without Gray Life, she was useless on the damage department. And now it'll no longer be the case. Or it might not be the case completely, but she can get more consistent damage for not having Gray Life now. So next, and her last two changes are 214C, which is the Celica jet. won't hit behind people unless it's a backfire. Which that mainly helps setting some of her combo consistency, because sometimes there's been very rare cases where like you will do a combo and into a Celica jet, and they'll be floated so high that the back part hits them, but it knocks them away from Celica.
I mean, I don't know how to set it
Yeah, I
up.
know how to set it up, but I have played matches where I've been hit with a Celica jet ender, and I've got knocked the complete opposite end of the screen from Celica. So I think making it to where it no longer hits behind her will just make that more consistent. And the next part is Celica jet backfire. It doesn't hit forward, but it added a vacuum effect. And I think that maybe Seiken can probably explain what I could do for her better than me, since he's played around with Celica more.
Pretty much, if it has a vacuum on the jet, I don't know how big the vacuum box is going to be, but depending on it, one, she's going to get more consistent combos, all right? Because if you're in the area of the jet, because right now, I can attempt to go into a jet leap real quick, but crouch. Like, so that'll be a little more consistent across the cast, because you got the different timings or different buttons to hit them beforehand for it to work properly. Now it's gonna make jet looping easier. It's gonna make it consistent across the cast. So characters like 9 don't fall out of it. And who knows? It because of the vacuum, it might allow the jet to connect in situations where it previously wouldn't have.
That is true.
So that's something that I'm pretty excited to see once people get their hands on it, just to see if anything new comes out of it. Definitely think there's going to be more consistency that comes out of it.
All right. And that's basically all of the changes for Kokonoe and Celica. So like I said previously, I think Kokonoe will stay about the same. She might like become a little bit better just because of the overall nerfs to the top tiers and her little slight adjustments she got. Celica, it'll have like a wait to see kind of thing, but I do think overall that she's about the same, if not the same. Maybe like a little bit better just because of like, honestly, she'll probably just be honestly around the same, honestly. But once again, we have to wait and see how her changes actually look when they come out later this month. And that's basically it for us today. We'll be right back, or not right back, we'll be back very soon with the next episode. As I was saying, we have to cover a lot more characters before the patch comes out later this month. So we're going to be working as hard as we can to make sure we get through all the characters. This has been MastaStef and Seiken, part of Level 42 Gaming, and we will see you guys in the next episode. Later.